Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Actually, it's morning. It's not even afternoon yet. It's still 10 a.m. So good morning, everybody, and welcome to historic Dodger Town in Vero Beach, Florida. Beautiful day here in Vero Beach, and we are happy to have you along with us for today's FCSAA State Softball Tournament elimination game between St. Petersburg College Titans and the Florida State College at Jacksonville Blue Wave. Jacksonville will be the home team for this game. St. Pete Titans are the visitors. Starting lineup for St. Pete College, the Titans. Leading off, playing first base, number 22, Keely Mayers. Batting second, playing second base, number 5, Gabby Swanez. Batting third, the catcher, number 23, Paola Devalle. Batting fourth, the shortstop, number 15, Alyssa Price. Batting fifth, the third baseman, number 12, Macy Rodriguez. Batting sixth, the offensive player, number 3, Brianna Strickland. Batting seventh, the right fielder, number 18, Perla Devalle. Batting eighth, the center fielder, number 14, Rachel Knorr. And batting ninth, left fielder, number 2, Alexis Martinez. The pitcher today for St. Pete College is Nikki Kowalski. Now the starting lineup for the home team on the scoreboard, the Florida State College at Jacksonville Blue Wave. Leading off, the right fielder, number 5, Alyssa Halpin. Batting second, the pitcher, number 2, Shayna Reed. Batting third, the catcher, number 1, Maddie Johnson. Batting fourth, the designated player, number 15, Marnie Greenstein. Batting fifth, the second baseman, number 14, Jessica DeLauder. Batting sixth, the left fielder, number 7, Lainey Rogers. Batting seventh, the third baseman, number 12, Hannah Hilleman. Batting eighth, the shortstop, number 11, Sylvia Montana. And batting ninth, the center fielder, number 6, Kaylee Perry. The flex player today for St. Pete, playing the field but not batting, number 24, the first baseman, Caitlin Dickerson. So that is the starting lineups for both teams, and we will have the national anthem here in a few minutes and then be ready to go. The head coach of the 32 and 28 Titans is Brianna Myers. And now let's meet the starters for the home team on the scoreboard. In the third base dugout, the Blue Wave from Florida State College at Jacksonville. Leading off, playing right field, number 5, Alyssa Halpin. Batting second, the pitcher, number 22,
Shayna Reed. Batting third, the catcher, number 1, Maddie Johnson. Batting fourth, the designated player, number 15, Marnie Greenstein. Batting fifth, the second baseman, number 14, Jessica DeLauder. Batting sixth, the left fielder, number 7, Lainey Rogers. Batting seventh, the third baseman, number 12, Hannah Hilleman. Batting eighth, the shortstop, number 11, Sylvia Montana. And batting ninth, the center fielder, number 6, Kaylee Perry. The flex player today for the Blue Wave, playing first base, number 24, Caitlin Dickerson. And the head coach for the 34-17 Blue Wave, Jamie Lynn. We don't have umpire names or anything like that? We don't have any umpire names or anything like that? So just tell them to remain to stand for the national anthem right now. Ladies and gentlemen, I ask that you please rise as we honor the United States of America with the playing of our national anthem.
Thank you. That's what he does. That's why he does what he does.
Mediocre, but
No.
I'm from St. Pete, that's why.
Are you really?
Born and raised.
So you talking to Davey earlier?
Yeah.
I'm heading to St.
Went to
Pete
St.
Monday.
Pete High and Northside Christian, and then St. Pete High.
I'll be in St. Pete Monday, Tuesday.
Well, we are about 2 minutes away here from first pitch in Vero Beach, Florida, at historic Dodger Town. Beautiful complex run by some very good people. Jeff Biddle. Got Joey here that takes care of a lot of stuff for us. Rick. A lot of people that have made this experience very easy and very, very smooth is a good word for it. Of course, you always run into a few little issues, but it's nice when you have a group of people who understand and don't get frustrated, and it's a nice thing. And I think that Tyler and Kyle and Jason and Christina and our crew and the scorekeeper crew with Roger and Gail and everybody up here would probably echo my sentiments on that. Take care of us every step of the way, so thank you first and foremost to historic Dodger Town and the crew. Also, special thank you to Kelly Warren, who runs the FSC-J. Does a tremendous job. We appreciate everything she does. Cannot forget Laurel Sue Smith. I mean, right there, Laurel Sue is the one that's really the brains behind this whole operation, keeps this thing moving, does a tremendous job every single year running this tournament. So we appreciate everything that Laurel Sue Smith does and maintaining the level of this tournament and the level that it's been played at and the level that it's been run and all that good stuff. So thank you again to Laurel Sue Smith. We'd also like to thank the Treasure Coast Sports Commission for helping put on this fantastic event. The Treasure Coast Sports Commission's mission is to strengthen the quality of life and economic well-being for the Treasure Coast region through recruiting, retaining, supporting sports-related events and activities that will enhance the region's economy and exposure. Thank you to the Treasure Coast Sports Commission. Of course, you are watching the 2016 FCSAA State Softball Tournament right here on YouTube. Two of the teams from this tournament are going to advance on to play in the big one in St. George, Utah at the Canyons Complex. I've been, and it is a trip worth taking. It is unbelievable. And if you see our camera bouncing around a little bit out there, it's because of the wind. If you've been to Vero, it is windy every day, it seems like, especially at this complex. No matter what, it is windy. That pitch looked low. It is ball one to the leadoff batter. And they've got the drums out in the dugout. Ball two. St. Pete College's first batter, Keely Mayers, the first baseman, number 22. That pitch in there for a strike. May have to turn that crowd mic down so you don't get a headache from that drumming as you're watching the game. That ball tapped foul. Now 2-2 the count. Two pitch comes, popped up, and that will fall just for a foul. Catcher not able to get to that one. That would have been a tough play for the FSC-J catcher, Maddie Johnson. Keely Mayers comes in hitting .295, a home run, 21 RBI, 8 doubles, 2 triples, 44 hits, and 149 at-bats, and that was coming into the tournament. She was 0 for 3 yesterday, and now she strikes out. The throw down to first base to complete the strikeout. And there is one down. Batting next, Gabby Suarez.
Number 5, Gabby Suarez.
164 hitter, just 55 at bats, 9 hits. Suarez 0 for 3 yesterday as well. St. Pete won their first game 1-0 over Daytona State, and then they fell to Northwest Florida State 6-1. That's what's put them in this elimination game. Florida State College at Jacksonville lost their first game to Florida Southwestern 12-5, and then won their second game to stay in the tournament by defeating Eastern Florida State 3-1. Eastern Florida State, Polk State, Tallahassee Community College, and Daytona State College have all been eliminated from contention, and they are out of the tournament. So there are 12 teams left, and after this round of 10 o'clock games, there will be 8 teams left. 1-2 the count. So the number will be trimmed by about noon. Bobbles it, but makes the throw. She had time, took her time, made the throw over to first base for the second out. The big surprise yesterday was Chipola College, not necessarily that they beat Central Florida, because anybody can be beaten on any day, even though Central Florida came in at 61-3. But it was the way that it happened. Central Florida got beat 14-2 by Chipola. Threw the ball around a little bit, quite a few errors, throwing the ball into the outfield, just not like them. And I think even, the magnitude of the situation can get to even the best teams. And Chipola College is one of those teams that has been there, done that. They won the state championship last year. So this isn't a new experience for their sophomores. And they really came out and they scored 10 runs in the fifth and sixth innings to run rule the Patriots. Patriots came in as the prohibitive favorite, averaging about 8.5, 9 runs a game this year. Had only lost 3 times. Lost once in Mid-Florida Conference play to win the championship. So they're not out of it yet, though. They can. I was here one year when Tallahassee fought all the way through the losers bracket. That one goes down into the corner. That's going to be extra bases. Stand-up double for the number 3 hitter, Paola DeValle. So DeValle, after going 0 for 3 yesterday against Northwest in the second game, doubles and now is in scoring position for Alyssa Price. DeValle came in hitting .325, .280 as a team for St. Pete College. Price, .350, a home run, 30 RBIs. Not a ton of power from this St. Pete team, just 18 home runs. Their number 1 home run hitter not playing. That one hit on the ground to third. Throw across. Safe is the call. I thought she might have been out at first base by about a half a step. And Jamie Lynn thought so too. She's going to trot out there. She's been doing this for 30 years at Jacksonville, so she may know an out when she sees one. That was a close play, but I'll tell you what, from here, it looked like she got beat by half a step. But the umpire says it, and that's what goes. So an infield single for Price. Puts runners at the corners with 1 out. Now we'll see if this comes back to get the blue wave. Well, bad calls, and the umpire might have been right. For all we know, we are up in the press box, so be realistic about it. But calls that don't go your way, I should say, are going to happen, especially over the course of a 3-day tournament. You've got to be able to play through them. Your pitchers have got to be able to block it out of their mind and just get right back after the next batter, not worry about it. It's 2 outs. Those runners don't matter. Just get this batter out and you're out of the inning. That's what Shayna Reed seems to be doing. She's going right after the number 5 hitter, Macy Rodriguez. Rodriguez comes in hitting .268, 7 doubles, a home run, 13 RBI. And Reed didn't mess around, threw her eyes ball there to strike her out. She gets out of the inning, so that call has no effect on anything except the batting average of Alyssa Price and the whip of the pitcher. And we'll head to the bottom half of the first. Florida State College at Jacksonville Blue Wave coming to bat. Leadoff hitter Alyssa Halpin, followed by the pitcher Shayna Reed, and then the catcher Maddie Johnson. We'll be back right after this. Back at historic Dodger Town in Vero Beach, and we just heard a home run coming from the Palm Beach game. Palm Beach is currently taking on Gulf Coast State College in an elimination game. All 4 games going on right now are elimination games. Got the game on our field here. Over on Field 8, you can watch on YouTube. Miami-Dade and Indian River State are playing. Indian River State, the hometown team here in Vero. State College of Florida and number 1 College of Central Florida are playing on, well, it doesn't say which field. I guess it doesn't matter. And then Palm Beach State and Gulf Coast State. And that was the home run right there for Palm Beach. Pitch in there for a strike at the top of the zone. Oh, and 2 the count to leadoff hitter Alyssa Halpin. Rise ball up. You know, softball and baseball get compared a lot, but they're so much different. It's almost like completely different games. And different in a good way, I think, because you're able to contrast. You know, sometimes with men's and women's basketball, there's so much the same that they get compared to each other a lot of times. And some people prefer the women's game. Some people prefer the men's game. But I think with softball and baseball, there's not really a preference to it as much as they're so different. Yes, there's a bat and a ball and you have a pitcher, but there's no rise ball in baseball that you have to try to contend with. A ball that comes in flat and then is up at your eyes by the time you swing at it. And there's Jenny Finch and some of those pitchers that have been able to throw that pitch. It's pretty much unhittable if they throw it right. I mean, I don't know. I've stood in there against Santa Fe's Katie Murphy, who was the pitcher for the 62-5 Saints back in 2008. There's a single, infield single for Halpin. And I'll tell you what, she threw me a couple drop balls and rise balls, and I came out of my shoes and did not make contact with it. But that's really what makes it a very cool game. It's fast-paced. It's different. And like I said, different in a good way. We'll have the baseball tournament May 15th through the 21st. And there's a lot more deliberate feel to the game. And it's just a different game. That's all I can say. But, you know, I like both. They each have their own reasons. That one popped up foul. Bunt attempt. 0-1. Runner at first is Alyssa Halpin. She singled off the pitcher's glove. Pitcher really didn't have much of a chance on that one. Would have had to made a really, really nice play. And there's another thing. The pitcher's mound so much closer. The reaction time when that ball's hit back at you. That's why you'll see some of the pitchers will wear masks. I haven't seen one yet here. There are some that wear a mask over their face. I'd probably do that, to be honest. That one laid down. Throw to first, gets her, but the sacrifice bunt moves the runner to second base. And when you see the third baseman and first baseman creep in the way they do at times, gotta have a lot of guts to do that, I feel like. Even though I guess you know you do it when you think a bunt's coming, but I'll tell you what, you get about 20 feet from the batter. That one popped up. Third baseman takes it for the second out. So 2 down. Quickly, a runner at second base. And Marnie Greenstein will bat.
Now batting, number 15, Marty Greenstein.
There's also so many different strategies when it comes to fast pitch softball. Some coaches like to sacrifice anytime they get somebody on first with nobody out. It's almost an automatic. It doesn't matter if you're 3-hole hitters up, you're 4-hole hitters up, you're laying down a bunt, you're moving that runner to second. Some teams, like come to mind, the University of Florida, number 1 in the NCAA. Since I'm from Gainesville, that's the example I'll use. Coach Tim Walton likes his players to hit home runs, so he's not necessarily sacrificing outs because he has 1 through 9 that can hit the ball out of the ballpark. And so they don't. They do lay down bunts. I shouldn't say they don't bunt, but it's more situational than it is as a practice for them. And they do it very well. They take baseball-type longer swings, and they hit the ball long, long ways. And when that is your strategy, as some teams implement, you aren't giving up outs because those are opportunities for home runs or doubles in the gap or triples off the fence. Fouled back. So you're not going to give up outs, and when you're sacrificing, you're giving up sometimes 3 to 5 outs per game. When you only have 21, you're giving up 20% of your at-bats. Some coaches don't like to use that philosophy. I think you have to be you have to execute very, very well to use that philosophy. The 2008 Santa Fe Saints team, I have sports information for, that went 62-5, went all the way to the national championship game, was very good at that. They'd steal bases, they'd bunt, and they were able to give up a few outs, but it didn't matter. That ball into the gap is going to score a run for the Blue Wave. That goes all the way to the fence. A stand-up double for Greenstein, a 2-out RBI for the Blue Wave. And they have a 1-0 lead.
Now batting number 14, Jessica DeLauder.
A big hit by Greenstein. 2-out hits. It's the name of the game. Runners in scoring position, you got to get them home, especially with 2 outs. That's the makes the difference in a tournament game, playing good defense and not leaving runners on base. Fouled back on the high pitch. Strike one. Jessica DeLauder batting. DeLauder, 403. "17 home runs. It's a big number. Half swing foul. She nearly hit one yesterday. Hit one off the fence in Jacksonville's first round game against Florida Southwestern State College. Florida Southwestern ended up scoring 6 runs in the 6th inning to pull away. It was a 6-5 game. But in the bottom of the 6th, they exploded for 6 runs. Up and in on DeLauder for ball 1. And DeLauder is up very close to the plate. Right toe about on the chalk line. She wants to be able to get that outside pitch and drive it. But the pitcher says, that's my territory. So she's throwing a couple inside, let her know. Throwing inside is a lost art, especially in baseball. Drop ball low, change up. So that looked like a good pitch. DeLauder, good eye to lay off of that because the bottom fell out right at the last minute. That was a great pitch. And even better eye from the home run hitter for Jacksonville. That one popped up. It will stay in play, and a nice job by the third baseman getting underneath it, making the catch. That'll end the inning. Jacksonville gets a run on a couple hits. They strand a runner at second base, but take a 1-0 lead into the second. We'll be back with St. Pete College, Brianna Strickland, Perla de Valle, and Rachel Nord due up for the Titans. You're watching the FCSAA State NJCAA Region 8 tournament right here on YouTube. First pitch swinging up the middle. Nice defensive play, but called safe. That one was close once again. A single for Brianna Strickland on the first pitch of the inning. Another close play. Tough to tell from up here, but looks safe. Perla Davalle will now bat with a runner at first and nobody out. Top of the second for the Titans. That pitch gets away, so now they can either sacrifice her to third or let Davalle swing away, as the job of the sac bunt was done for them. And have a meeting at the mound. Well, this tournament is at historic Dodgertown in Vero Beach, and in a beautiful city, a beautiful complex. Really, Dodgertown can be used for a number of different things: baseball, softball, football, soccer, lacrosse, rugby, tennis, swimming. They have practice fields, competition fields. Holman Stadium here, where the Dodgers used to have spring training since 1949. 6,500 seats. They have 4 full fields here. They also have some 100 by 130 yard multi-sport fields with soccer, lacrosse, football, rugby. Some agility areas, warm-up areas. That one popped up. Third baseman takes. Center fielder came in to cover second. Brooklyn Dodgers established Dodgertown when they took over in 1948. I said 49, it's actually 48. It was actually an old naval air station, which is pretty cool. So they took this area over, turned this old, and you can tell when you're here, the layout, it kind of has the feel of that. And they moved, actually. This is a pretty interesting fact. The Dodgers moved because in 1946, there's an error on the third baseman, so the runner will reach. Rachel Knorr will reach on an error. E5. So first and second with one out. It's interesting, the Dodgers moved here in 1948 because of the racist abuse and dehumanizing rules of segregation that Jackie Robinson and the team faced when they were in Daytona Beach in 1946. They actually spent 1947 in Havana, Cuba. That's where they had their spring training. The air base was self-contained and safer. And a little bit safer, which definitely not sure what's going on here. They've got a rundown. She's going to end up safe at third. And I almost feel like she did that on purpose. So it's going to be a double steal. Actually, probably just a stolen base for, I don't know that you're going to give, I think she advanced on the throw from first. I don't know if she gets a stolen base or not. I'm not sure. But anyway, it's interesting. A different time in our country, that's for sure. That one put in play. Another error, but the runner has to go back. So she was able to keep it in front, but it will be an error on the shortstop, and now the bases are loaded with one out. St. Pete threatening to put some runs on the board. That was Alexis Martinez that reached on an E6. Now back to the top of the order, Keely Mayers. High ball one. We're in the top of the second, this elimination game between St. Petersburg College and Florida State College at Jacksonville. St. Pete, my hometown, born and raised. My dad born and raised as well. There. I went to St. Pete High. He went to Boca Ciega High School. My mom went to St. Pete Catholic. So we are very familiar with the St. Pete area. And now 3-0 to the St. Pete batter, Keely Mayers. And Shayna Reed has got to throw a strike right here. You do not want to walk in a run. Always be a place in my heart for St. Pete, that's for sure. Still many friends, family there. That's a walk, and it will be an RBI for the leadoff batter, Keely Mayers, a 4-pitch walk.
Now batting number 5, Gabby Swanez.
Swanez will now bat. The bases will remain loaded. The score tied now 1-1 after a 4-pitch walk from Shayna Reed to Keely Mayers. That pitch right there on the outside corner for a strike. This should be a good one. This is pretty two evenly matched teams with two really good coaches. Oh. Wow. Pitch looked high but called a strike. So now 0-2 count. Gail is awesome. I agree with that sentiment from Roger as he yells across the press box to Gail. Gail keeping the stats, doing the announcing, keeping the book. That one hit foul down the third base line. Got a good group up here of individuals that keep the stats. You got Bryce giving us all our lineups and scorecards, and Gail and Roger and everybody else that contributes. That one hit out of play towards the trainer's tent. Heads up, George Sanders, Florida Southwestern State Assistant Athletic Director and Trainer, former Athletic Director at Florida State College at Jacksonville. He'll flag down the softball. Still showing some agility over there, too, catching that one. All right, George. Good at bat. Fouled off 3 in a row now. This is Gabby Swanez, who 164 hitter, but showing some ability right here, fouling off some good pitches. Fouled off another good pitch, low and away. And she is hanging in there. She knows she needs to put something in play. Strikeout, worst scenario. You don't want to hit something right back at the pitcher for a double play. So you want to put something in the outfield here. And that's what she does. She hit that one really well. The tag, she made sure, since she knew it was deep enough, she made sure to wait to tag up. And Swanez with a great at-bat. Fought off 4 straight pitches and then drove one into left field. Did her job to get that run home. And now there's 2 outs. And the number 3 hitter, Paola de Valle. Paola de Valle. First and second, 2 outs. First pitch is a ball to de Valle. Up and out. Ball 2. Runner at second is Alexis Martinez. Runner at first, Keely Mayers. St. Pete with 2 in the top half of the second to take the lead. Oh. Wow. That pitch looked like it was in the other batter's box. I'd go back to that same spot. That one was too high. Ball 3. Up and away, ball 4. The runners were going. And the bases are loaded again with 2 outs. So de Valle, who walked in her first at bat, has now reached base both times. And now Alyssa Price, who singled in her last at bat in the first inning, will bat. The 8th batter of the inning for the Titans. Was a price 350 hitter, 14 doubles, so she is a gap-to-gap type hitter, just 1 home run, so line drive is her forte. Pitch in there for a strike. A player like that with that many doubles, you'd think that eventually she'd come into some power. When you've got that kind of a swing, just a little bit more loft on it, and you probably got 5 or 6 home runs. Strike 2 on the outside corner. So 1-2 coming to Price. That one hit foul down the left field line, out of play. Count remains 1-2. Shayna Reed, the pitch, up and out, ball 2. Two-two pitch, driven out to center, and the catch is made. So 2 runs, bases left loaded for St. Pete. They reached base a couple times on error. Actually had just 1 hit that inning. And that'll do it for the Titans. We'll move to the bottom half of the second. You're watching the FCSA State Tournament right here on YouTube. Back in Vero Beach at historic Dodger Town. 1 pitch. I don't know if it was a ball or a strike, to be honest. I wasn't over here. That one fouled off. Get a check on the count now. This is Lainey Rogers. Oh, and 2. That one up and in. St. Pete Titans pitcher Nikki Kowalski, number 25. Hit out to the outfield. Almost a spectacular play, but catch not made. And Laney Rogers, stand-up double to start the inning. Center fielder went a long ways. That was Rachel Knorr. Not able to make the play, but good hustle and a good effort. Hannah Heileman will now bat. Heileman, 263. There's 19 at-bats coming into the tournament. FSC-J lost two of their best hitters this season, no longer with the team. Pitch outside, ball one. Runner out at second base is Laney Rogers. That's Rogers' 6th double of the season. Pitch in there for a strike. Appreciate you joining us for this broadcast here on the FCSA Sports YouTube channel. I'm Scott Jamison. That bunt back to the pitcher, bobbled, and gets the out. Move the runner up to third base. So a sac bunt for Heileman. And that'll bring up Sylvia Montana. That's a great name. 258, 9 doubles, just 89 at bats, 11 RBI and a home run. So 10 extra base hits in her 23 hits. So when she hits it, she puts a charge in it. That one laid down. And foul ball. Wow, that thing rolled down the chalk. Nobody touched it. They all jumped out of the way. Unbelievable. And it looked like it was actually going to kick back fair. It stayed on the chalk, kicked back left, and then must have hit whoever laid the chalk down right there. Laid down just a little bit too much for Coach Jamie Lynn's liking. St. Pete College coach is all for that. And that one, then it kicked foul, and they did the right thing letting that one, because they had no chance at either one of the runners. That was really their only strategy. That one popped up to the catcher, and they'll get the out. Out number 2. So that's big benefit, letting that thing go foul. Now Perry will bat. She's an outfielder from Milford, Delaware. Same school. Shayna Reed, the pitcher. And runner at third is Laney Rogers. Popped up into the infield. Shortstop underneath it makes the catch. Runner stranded at third base. No runs. We'll head to the top of the third. The Titans still lead 2-1 over Florida State College at Jacksonville. You're watching the 2016 FCSAA State NJCAA Region 8 tournament right here on the FCSAA Sports YouTube channel. back in Dodgertown, Vero Beach. Some score updates for you. College of Central Florida is leading 1-0 over State College of Florida in the 4th inning. Palm Beach and Gulf Coast are tied up at 2-2 in the 4th. And Indian River State leads Miami-Dade 1-0. We are here in the top of the 3rd. That one tapped foul. 2-1, St. Pete College leads. They bat. And Macy Rodriguez, who struck out her first at bat, steps in there. She hits that one well out to left field, but not good enough. Left fielder underneath it makes the catch for the first out. So Rodriguez now 0 for 2. And Brianna Strickland will now bat. Brianna Strickland singled and scored back in the 2nd. Strickland fouls that one off. 1-1. Brianna Strickland out of Athens, Georgia, Coney County High School. Too many local players on that St. Pete team. Do have a player from Tampa. That one to shortstop across the diamond to get Strickland. 6-3 put out. Now, Perla DeValle will bat. DeValle from Kissimmee to St. Cloud High School. St. Pete College out of the Suncoast Conference. Florida State College Jacksonville out of the Mid-Florida. You can find out everything you need to know about the FCSA by going to the FCSAsports.com. You can also find them on Facebook and Twitter. Belinda Wheatcroft does a great job keeping that up. Kelly Warren as well. Whoa. Frame job by the catcher, gets a strike. Shayna Reed likes that. Popped up. Foul territory, catch made by the left fielder for the 3rd out. So a 1-2-3 inning for Jacksonville, and they will come to bat in the 3rd. Top of the order, Alyssa Halpin, Shayna Reed, and Maddie Johnson due to bat for the Blue Wave. We'll be back right after this. You're watching the FCSAA State Tournament right here on YouTube. We are ready to go in the bottom half of the third inning. FSC-J Blue Wave batting. Leadoff hitter Alyssa Halpin in the box. Halpin singled and scored back in the first. Infield single. Corners playing in, second baseman playing in. She just pokes one out into left field. Just kind of half swing and poked it, and her job is to get on base. Doesn't matter how you do it. Slap the ball around, hit it on the ground, hit it somewhere, and there she saw the center fielder, or excuse me, the left fielder playing back a little bit, the shortstop playing in a little bit, and she hit it between them where they couldn't get it. Now runner at first. Halpin now 2 for 2. Shayna Reed, the pitcher, will bat. She squares, bunts. Third baseman comes upfield, throws to first for the out. So a good sacrifice. Second one. She did that last time too. She's yet to record an official at bat. It was successful last time as well, and then a 2-out RBI double by Marnie Greenstein was what drove in Halpin. Now Maddie Johnson a chance with 1 out to knock the runner in. One hit foul. Well, strike 2. 1 out runner at second is Alyssa Halpin. She scored the only run of the game for the Blue Wave back in the first inning. Oh, 2 pitch up, ball 1. One-two pitch coming to to Maddie Johnson. Outside, ball 2. Johnson ready for the 2-2 pitch. Chopped foul. One hit to first, the runner will move up to third, so productive out. You do, if you're gonna ground one, you want to hit it to the right side. And that's what Reed does, so moves the runner to third. So now maybe a pass ball or a bobble or something gives you a chance to get a run. It puts pressure on the pitcher and the defense with a runner at third base. And again, your goal is really, if you're gonna make an out, make it a productive out. That's what Maddie Johnson did. That brings up Marnie Greenstein. She doubled home Alyssa Halpin back in the first inning. She was stranded out there at second base. One-0 pitch. Swing and a miss. Soft speed. That one hit to third base, fielded cleanly. Throw across, beautiful defensive play by the Titans third baseman Macy Rodriguez. Nice play, Macy. That'll do it Runner stranded at third. We will head to the top of the fourth. St. Petersburg College leads Florida State College of Jacksonville 2-1 here in an elimination game at the FCSAA State Tournament. You're watching on the FCSAA Sports YouTube channel. Welcome back to historic Dodgertown in Vero Beach for the 2016 FCSAA State Tournament. First pitch popped up. Shortstop takes it. One pitch, one out. Shayna Reed likes that one.
Now batting number 2,
Alexis Martinez will now bat. Martinez reached on an error by the shortstop back in the second inning. She'll try to get it going for the Titans late on that swing, strike one. That pitch gets away, but with nobody on base. No big deal. You know, it's fun sometimes to look at the rosters and see where some of these players are from, and a lot of these teams have players from all over. Jacksonville's one of those. They have players from that one rolled to third base, across and over the head, an error on the throw. And a runner now on Alexis Martinez. So she's reached on an error twice. It's like when she hits the ball, they either can't field it or can't throw it. So she's 0 for 2, but she's been on base twice. So I was saying it's interesting to see where a lot of these players are from. Florida State College of Jacksonville has players from Texas, Connecticut, Arizona, Ontario. Another one from Texas, 2 from Delaware, Arizona, New Jersey, Pennsylvania. They have 7 players from Florida, and a majority of their players from outside Florida. 2 from Polytech High School in Milford, Delaware. How you find a player from Delaware? Coach Jamie Lynn doing her homework. Lyndhurst, New Jersey, Pittsburgh, PA. I'm actually going to be in Pittsburgh on vacation in a couple weeks, going to visit a good friend of mine. That one grounded foul. Orange, Texas. Burlington, Connecticut. Gilbert, Arizona. Brampton, Ontario. Lavernia, Texas, Avondale, Arizona, all over the place for Jacksonville. On the other side, St. Pete, New Lenox, Illinois, Waycross, Georgia, and the rest, except for one more, Athens, Georgia, the rest are all from Florida. Not too many from local there, but a lot of Floridians. Oh, and that one through the wickets. Another error, and the runner's going to try to advance to third. That's some really good base running, and now the other runner's going to move up to second. Both runners on their game right there, and the Jacksonville defense leaving something to be desired at the moment. Another error. Well, this one an E6, so the third baseman and the shortstop each have 2 fielding errors or throwing errors. So Coach Lind will go out there, and again, 30 years of experience at Jacksonville, one of the best in the business. She'll go out there and talk it over with her pitcher. And she's gotten 2 ground balls. That's what you ask of your pitchers to do. Keep the ball on the ground, get ground balls. We'll make the plays and throw it over. Keep the ball out of the air, keep the ball from going over the fence. So as a coach, you're frustrated right now because you know you have players that you trust at shortstop and third base, and they're just not making the plays right now. And it's something they are probably typically making. So that is not to call players out for their errors because everybody has errors and everyone makes mistakes. Hannah Heileman and Sylvia Montana right now. Just got to block those out. You got to forget about the errors. It's like being a cornerback in football. You give up a 30-yard completion. You have to pretend it didn't happen. You can't sit there and dwell on it. And Heileman out of Tallahassee, Florida. And Sylvia Montana out of Jacksonville. 2 of the 7 Floridians on the team make up the left side of that infield. And again, they're good players, just have to block that out and make the next play. 1-1, runners at second and third for the Titans at second base. It's Keely Mayers. At third is Alexis Martinez. Ball hit into right field. I don't think they're going to be able to tag on this one. They'll bluff. She would have been out by 20 feet. So a good play by the right fielder. Was positioned very well. Didn't have to run in very far at all for the second out. Now it is interesting when you have the book and you go through the roster and you see some of these teams. Indian River's another one with about 4 or 5 players from California, Delaware, Texas, New York, Pennsylvania, all over the place. Gulf Coast State, another one, all players from Alabama. I guess they're right up there, Panama City, right near Alabama. Then you see some teams that are almost all from Florida. So it's an interesting mix. That one hit to second base, catch is made, and no runs in. The Titans had runners at second and third with 1 out, not able to get the runs home, and they will maintain a 2-1 lead. We're headed to the bottom of the 4th. The Blue Wave, due to bat, Jessica DeLauder will lead off, followed by Lainey Rogers and Hannah Heileman. We'll be back. You're watching the FCSCA State Tournament right here on YouTube. We are moving right along into the bottom of the 4th inning. Jacksonville will bat. First batter is Jessica DeLauder. DeLauder was 17 home runs. She doubled off the fence yesterday. Behind in the count 0-1. Swings at a rise ball, hits it out to left. I'll tell you what, if that thing's 6 inches lower and she gets that same cut, she probably puts it over the fence, but she misses that one, 4 and out. Swing at a bad pitch. Good pitch if you're the pitcher, because that's what you're trying to do on that rise ball. So a good spot and a good pitch. Laney Rogers will now bat. She doubled back in the second. First pitch, ball 1. One 0 count. That pitch on the inside corner. Nice pitch. Good spot. Nikki Kowalski. She's from Venice, Florida. Went to Venice High School. Sophomore. Also plays the infield a little bit. She can pitch. She has good movement on her pitches. That one just a little bit too far inside. Good spot. She went back to that same spot, just pushed it, seeing what the umpire will give her. Here's 4 more inches inside. You going to give me this one? He said, nah, not that far inside. Maybe bring it back a little bit, and I'll give it to you. Kowalski with a 2.15 ERA. She's 17 and 13 this year. 195 innings, 154 strikeouts. She's surrendered 9 home runs. Popped up. That was coming right back towards you, Gail, but it hit the top of the fence. I would have caught. One of us would have caught it, I think, no doubt. One out, 2-2, nobody on. Pitch up high. She lays off, and now a full count. Kowalski to Rogers. Again, Rogers doubled back in the second. She's 1 for 1. Full count pitch, 1 out. Rogers ready. Kowalski delivers. That's a great pitch. Inside corner, strike 3. Called it once. Now he called it again, and that is a really good pitch sequence from Kowalski. She went up and away and then came back down and in on the inside corner. Whoever's calling those pitches is doing a good job, but then you have to still execute those pitches. So a strikeout looking. Kowalski, she knows what the umpire's giving her. A good pitcher, that's what they'll do. You'll see what you're getting from the umpire, and then you'll try to almost give yourself a little bit more. That one hit out into the gap. The center fielder able to cut it off, though, and hold it to a single. First pitch swinging, and that's when, it's honestly when the Blue Wave have had the most success, is when they've taken a cut at that first pitch. When they get behind in the count, Kowalski's been able to really move the ball around, hit her spots, hit that inside corner, and keep them guessing. When they've been taking cuts at that first pitch, they've been a lot more effective. So we'll see if Montana goes up there with the same mentality, looking for a first pitch strike that she can take a cut at. Runner at first after the single is Heileman. Oh, she lets that one go, and that one was right down the middle. That would have been the one to swing at. Now Kowalski can mix some things up and bring some of her other pitches. Run it in on her hands. Swing and a miss, off speed. Strike 2. Nasty pitch. Pitch up high. 1-2, runner at first. That's Heileman. Got a ball on the field from the Central Florida game. That happens when you got the fields close together. I'd like to thank the Vero Beach Inn and Suites. If you're in Vero, make sure you check out Vero Beach Inn and Suites. Great location, great pool. You can host a wedding there, an event, all sorts of stuff. There's actually a wedding. We were there last night. They were setting up for a wedding. So, look very nice. Got a big, spacious room there. Could have an event, have a wedding reception. So make sure you check that out. Vero Beach Inn and Suites. Swing and a miss on that inside pitch. A nice spot by Kowalski. Score will stay 2-1 heading into the 5th. St. Pete Titans will bat in the top half of the inning. They'll have Alyssa Price, Macy Rodriguez, and Brianna Strickland come up to bat. We'll be back right after this. You're watching the FCSA tournament right here on YouTube. Some score updates for you from the other fields. Indian River up on Miami-Dade 4-0. State College of Florida is actually defeating Central Florida 2-1. That's why they say when you come to the tournament, everybody is 0-0. So whether you're 61-3 like Central Florida or you're 21-21 like some of the teams, St. Pete There's actually a drone flying over the field right now. Somebody is flying. That's distracting. Top of the 5th, we've got Alyssa Price at bat. She singled and then flew out to center. Drone's got a little camera on the bottom of it. I guess maybe getting some, maybe it's the Dodgertown people getting some aerial footage of the games, I would think. One tapped out to the pitcher's mound. Shayna Reed takes it, tosses over to first for the out. Well, obviously the College of Central Florida can score runs in bunches. They hit about 100 home runs this year, but for some reason this place, Dodgertown, neutralizes teams. I don't know whether it's the wind, it's the 220-foot fences. I don't know what it is, but the College of Central Florida came in last year as probably the favorite and couldn't get it done and couldn't advance to the national tournament. And right now they are in the bottom of the 6th, trailing. That one fair, went over the bag and hit the chalk. A single. Left fielder did a good job cutting that off. And a single for the Titans. Macy Rodriguez. Now Brianna Strickland will bat. Two to 1 lead for the Titans. A runner at first, one out. Brianna Strickland at bat. She singled and grounded out to shortstop. 1 for 2 on the day. We are in the top of the 5th in an elimination game of the 2016 FCSAA State Softball Tournament. Again, you see that camera bouncing around. It's not because somebody's jumping on our scaffolding out there. It's because that wind is whipping And it catches our umbrella and moves the whole scaffolding, I think, is what happens. Tyler has them ratchet strapped down and everything out there, so it'd be moving a lot more if he didn't have it strapped down. I'm complimenting you. Tyler's, he heard his name and looked over at me like, wait, hold on, what's going on? He's talking about me. No, it was good things. It was good. Now he's relaxed, and now he's back to his job. Don't worry, Tyler. 1-2, 1 out, runner at first is Macy Rodriguez. She singled down the left field line right over top of the third base bag. Swing and a miss, inside pitch. Great location from Shayna Reed. Really nice pitch for the strikeout. That is her third strikeout, her first since the first inning. On the other side, Nikki Kowalski has 2. She picked up her first 2 in the fourth inning. Got a pinch hitter, it looks like, possibly. Yes, we do. So Ashley Spell. Well, Ashley Spell will pinch hit in the 5th inning.
Thank you.
Central Florida threatening with a runner on second now, trying to tie this game up against State College of Florida. It's tough. The best team doesn't always win this tournament. I said I do work at Santa Fe, and I will say the 2008 Santa Fe team was definitely the best team coming in, and they absolutely routed through the tournament, beating everybody by at least a few run rule games. That was a special team. Last year, Chipola won it. They were definitely one of the top teams. They're usually one of the top teams every single year, it seems like. Coach Hendricks does a great job with that program. Both Coach Hendrickses. That pitch up high. But Florida State College of Jacksonville won it one year as the 3 seed from the Mid-Florida Conference. Seminole State won it as the 2 seed one year. So not even conference champions are winning it. And that's what kind of makes this tournament great, is the fact that it's not a foregone conclusion. I love basketball. I played growing up my whole life, but there are times you go into that tournament and you just kind of know who's going to win because they just have better players. They're taller, they're more athletic, they shoot better, and you had a feeling Gulf Coast women's team was going to win from the outset of that tournament. Now, granted, anything could have happened. Absolutely anything could have happened, but it's not like softball and baseball where it is rare. I wouldn't say rare, maybe that's the wrong word. But more often than not, the best team in the tournament doesn't win. You have a bad day pitching, bad day fielding, something like that, and it can knock you out. We're headed to the bottom half of the 5th, 2-1. St. Pete leads over Florida State College at Jacksonville. The Blue Wave going to try to tie it up or take the lead here in this inning. They've got Kaylee Perry, Alyssa Halpin, and Shayna Reed coming up. Kaylee Perry, not Katy Perry, as Gail and I have come close to saying a couple times. It is not Katy Perry. That'd be pretty cool if Katy Perry was hitting right now. May have a few more people watching. There is a good crowd that has built up around the field. They get some good crowds out here. People, parents travel, locals come out to watch the tournaments. It's fun. It's competitive. Yes, she does. Oh, what a play. Did she just make that catch? Oh, I thought she made the catch. Wow. The catcher almost had it. I think the glove got caught. Sometimes the bottom lip of the glove gets caught in the clay when you dive, and the ball's not able to secure in your glove, and that's what happened right there. But what an effort by the St. Pete College catcher, Paola DeValle. 0-2 pitch now coming to Kaylee Perry. Just a little bit outside. Couple feet. It's where you want it when it's 0-2, nobody on. There's nothing more frustrating. Well, I'm sure there's something more frustrating, but it's probably one of the top 5 frustrating things for a coach, especially a pitching coach, when it's 0-2 and you groove one and they get a hit, when it is completely not necessary to groove a pitch. I've never been a proponent of wasting a bunch of pitches, especially in baseball where you're on a pitch count and you get ahead 0-2 and you waste a couple. I feel like you'd still want to throw something near the strike zone to give it up. And Greg Maddox used to talk about that all the time. He'd throw them near there because he knew that his pitches had so much movement, it was going to be so hard for them to square it up, that he had give-up pitches where it was 0-2, but he still was going to try to get a ground out on that 0-2 pitch and not worry about wasting a couple. Base knock there on a 1-2 pitch. So Kaylee Perry singles and now represents the tying run at first base. Perry, 394 hitter, hitting in the 9-hole with 11 stolen bases, just caught stealing twice. So we'll see if there's going to be a bunt or she's going to try to take off. They've sack bunted a couple times, 3 times actually. They're going to try to make it 4 sack bunts. That one right there for a strike. State College of Florida is threatening again over there against College of Central Florida. Runner at second with 1 out, looks like. That one hit to the pitcher, misplayed. That's going to be a hit. That was a really tough play for the pitcher to make. And now first and second. And Kowalski's going to have to work through a little bit of a jam. She hasn't had many. And State College of Florida just hit one to the fence and has scored again. And they are up 3-1 on the College of Central Florida in the 7th inning. Unbelievable. Well, the College of Central Florida still has a chance in the bottom of the 7th, but they are treading water right now. Well, I'll tell you what, no matter what happens, you have to give credit to Coach Kevin Fagan and that team for an unbelievable regular season. I know he would probably look at me and say, yeah, but that was the regular season, who cares? But you still have to give credit where it's due. 61-3 in the regular season. Catcher DeValle looking for the signal there. 2 on, nobody out for the Blue Wave. Bunt laid down. Throw to first. No! And the run will come home. We've got a tie ball game. On a sacrifice bunt and then an error. So you got a sack bunt and then an E3. And the runner, Kaylee Perry, comes home to score. Alyssa Halpin is at third base. Shayna Reed is at first after her sack. E3. Runners at the corners, nobody out, and a tie ball game. And, folks, this is getting exciting. And it is actually 5-1 now, State College of Florida over Central Florida. 5-1. 5-1 Manatees over the Patriots. Unbelievable. Anything can happen. Anything. It's not too late to come out to Vero Beach. If your team's in it, make that drive. This tournament is wide open. The number 1 team is down. Still have a chance, and they can score runs in bunches. That one hit to the first baseman. She actually caught it on top of the bag. State College of Florida just hit a home run and now is routing the College of Central Florida. Marnie Greenstein will now bat after that pop-up to the third baseman for the first out. Oh, no, I stand corrected. It is still just 5-1. Okay, it was the other field. There must have been a home run. So it is still 5-1. 5-1 State College of Florida over Central Florida. But we'll keep you updated because, as I said, College of Central Florida can score and score quickly. And it feels like they're due for a big inning. So it's not over by any stretch. They hit, let me see, I'm going to pull their stats up. That one hits off the fence for a foul. Central Florida hit 88 home runs. 88. They scored 600 runs and hit 408. That's unbelievable. That's 10 runs a game. 10. 1-0. Double digit they averaged. Just under it. Like 9.8 runs per game. Stolen base. Now 2 runners in scoring position. I just don't know what to say. That is unbelievable. Not over. She swung, but it hit her. That's a strike. Well, that shows you how much movement there was on that pitch, that she took a cut at it and it still hit her. You don't see that very often. Kowalski, nasty. Pitch is up now, 2-2, runners at second and third, 1 out. Marnie Greenstein at bat. Greenstein doubled a run in the first, grounded out to third in the third inning. Swing and a miss, strikeout. Good pitch by Kowalski. A big time for a strikeout with that leading run.
Number 14, Jessica DeLauder.
That leading run at third base. Jessica DeLauder will now bat, and if there's anybody that can give him a lead, this is the player. Well, Central Florida just got themselves out of the inning, and they need 4 if they want their season to continue, 5 if they want to move on to the next round. Swing and a miss there from DeLauder. She was swinging for the fences. Foul ball. I'll tell you what, I don't know what Kowalski is doing to get as many swings as she is at pitches that are almost hitting the batter. But that is a pretty nasty pitch. 0-2 now to DeLauder. She's thrown 58 strikes and just 18 balls. Now 19, I believe, on that last pitch. Well, regardless, that's a really good ratio. No walks. There's another strike. Wow. And somehow Jacksonville has been able to scratch a couple runs across. I guess when you're throwing that many strikes, they're going to be able to put some in play. Runners still out there at second and third. The count is 2-2. Kowalski trying to put away the most dangerous hitter in the lineup. Uh-oh. That one hit out to left field. That is down a fair ball into the left field corner. 2 runs come home. DeLauder with a double. And the Blue Waves comeback is complete. 2 RBI double. Scoring Halpin and Shayna Reed, who reached on an error. She was trying to sacrifice and reached on an error. 4-2 now, Blue Wave.
Now batting number 7, Laney Rogers.
So Kowalski was not able to get that screwball action in on the batter's hands as much there, and DeLauder was able to pull her hands in and still get the barrel on the ball. She almost hit it out. It would have been out at a lot of ballparks in the FCSAA, but this is a 220-foot fence with the wind blowing in. Popped up on the infield. Third baseman takes it. But the damage has been done. 3 runs by the Blue Wave. Give them a 4-2 lead. We are headed into the top half of the 6th. For the Titans, due up, Rachel Knorr, Alexis Martinez, and then back to the top of the order, and Keely Mayers will be back. You're watching the FCSAA State NJCAA Region 8 tournament right here on YouTube. And the State College of Florida has wrapped up their upset of College of Central Florida 5-1. Unbelievable. Season over for the nation's number 2 team. So an unbelievable finish to the season for the College of Central Florida. Again, congratulations. I know it's going to be very empty sounding, but congratulations to Coach Fagan on about as good of a regular season as you can have. You know, it's not going to obviously mean anything to him. It shouldn't, because you play for the postseason. That's why you're a coach. That's why you do what you do. You play to get here and then win it. In the last 2 years, they've probably had the best team. This year, they had by far the best team. But again, the beauty of softball, beauty of baseball, you never, ever know, especially in a 16-team tournament. It's a beautiful game. Swing. That was a swing. Yes. Umpire confirms it over at third base for the strikeout. Now Alexis Martinez will bat. That's the 4th strikeout for Shayna Reed. Reed now trying to maintain the advantage for her Blue Wave teammates. Outside corner for a strike. Nice pitch by Reed. She reached back a little bit for that one. Put a little zip on it. Again, State College of Florida has defeated Central Florida 5-1. College of Central Florida is out. They came in at 61-3. Nice play from the outfield for the out. The ball was hit out to right, so a 9-3 put out. Well positioned. And now Gabby Swanez will bat.
Now batting number 22, Keely Myers.
So the College of Central Florida managed only 3 runs in their last 2 games. They were outscored 19-3. And are now eliminated from the tournament. They are the 5th team to be eliminated. Palm Beach is getting beat right now as well. State College of Florida advances. Central Florida out. And Gulf Coast is beating Palm Beach. Gulf Coast just hit a grand slam. 2-1 the count here with 2 outs. Now 2-2. And it is a crazy, crazy tournament this year. Florida Southwestern in their first year will play Chipola at 12 in the winner's bracket. We'll be broadcasting that game. That should be a whale of a game. And then Seminole State, that one bobbled by the third baseman, E5 in the books. That is the 3rd error on the third baseman.
Now bat number 5, Gabby Swanez.
Now, Gabby Swanez will bat. So Keely Mayers. She fouls that one off. I'll get you updates on those other games as soon as they come in. The one final, we do have State College of Florida 5, College of Central Florida 1. College of Central Florida, the number 1 team. They were 62-4, now 62-5, and out. That one hit foul. 1-2. Indian River up 6-0 on Miami-Dade, looking to close that one out and move on. Indian River lost a tough one to Seminole State. Seminole State has played very well in this tournament. They've only given up 1 run in 2 games. Won 3-0, 3-1, 4-1, excuse me. So not hitting like Coach Courtney Miller would probably like them to. But when you're pitching that well, it gives your bats a chance to catch up. Swing and a miss on the rise ball, strike 3. We're going to the bottom of the 6th. Jacksonville will look to pad their lead, give themselves some insurance against the Titans. They lead 4-2 here in an elimination game at the FCSAA State and JCAA Region 8 tournament. You are watching on the FCSAA Sports YouTube channel. St. Pete College trailing 4-2 to the Florida State College at Jacksonville Blue Wave. The Blue Wave coming to bat to try to add some insurance runs. That one fouled off. First pitch of the bottom half of the 6th inning. This is Hannah Heileman. She's 1 for 1. Singled in the 4th and laid down a sacrifice bunt in the 2nd. One of 3 successful, actually 4 successful sacrifice bunts. The 4th one proved to be really successful because Shayna Reed, that was actually her 3rd successful sack bunt. And that's how you win games in the tournament, period. You lay down, you execute. Again, some people are not huge proponents of giving up outs. I happen to be one of them. But when you can execute like that, then it makes a whole ton of sense. Because Alyssa Halpin reached 3 times on singles, scored 2 of them because she was moved into scoring position. On the 3rd one, Shayna Reed reached on an error. So not only did she sacrifice the 2 runners, but she reached on an error to get on base herself. And that ended up proving to be the 3rd run of the inning. Now Sylvia Montana will bat after the single from Hannah Heileman. That's her 2nd single. She's now 2 for 2. They're going to have a re-entry. No, pinch runner, excuse me. Looks like 23 over there. Jasmine Crispin, I think. We're going to wait and hear from the umpire. Instead of me. Yes, it is Jasmine Crispin. So a pinch runner in the 6th. Jasmine Crispin out there. That bunt laid down. Catch made at first. Successful sacrifice by Sylvia Montana. Now the runner out there in scoring position at 2nd base for Kaylee Perry, who is due to bat. We'll see if Perry actually comes up to hit. Coach Jamie Lind discussing it with the umpire right now, so could be a pinch hitter. Looks like 24. I think the flex position player is, looks like the flex player, Caitlin Dickerson, is going to bat, and that's what's going to happen. So the flex will come in to hit for Kaylee Perry. The flex. Well, Dickerson's going to hit for Perry. The umpire said for the DP, but I've had Perry in as the center fielder the whole game. Yeah, I thought they made that change, though, to change Greenstein to the designated player and then change Perry to center field. I thought that was the change they made. Oh, well. I might have written it down wrong. Regardless, Dickerson is hitting. Swing and a miss. 1-1 is the count. Runner out there at second is Jasmine Crispin. She pinch ran for Hannah Heileman. Hit and run, sort of. She goes back. Second baseman falls down, trips on the edge of the grass and the clay. And it is just not going St. Pete College's way. So an E4. E4 allows Dickerson that's the first error on St. Pete College. The Blue Wave have 5 errors, but are still ahead.
I got it.
Kara Myrick looks like is pinch running for Dickerson. Myrick is pinch running for Dickerson, who pinch hit. Sort of pinch hit. She's the flex, so she came in. I'm going to have to ask Coach Chris Ahern about all this stuff because I know she's good at flipping things before the game and flipping them back and giving herself the advantage as far as substitutions go. I'm going to have to, there's a stolen base. They let her go. So I am getting some details from it, but that's a lot for me to take in on the whole defensive player. So I'm going to have to get with Coach Ahern and get the detailed explanation on that. So Dickerson became the offensive player when she came in to hit for Perry. And she can hit for the DP. The flex can hit for the DP anytime. 0-2. Runners at second and third, 1 out. Once again, in case you missed it, College of Central Florida has been eliminated. The number 1 team out. Finished the season with a 62-5 record. And that is a hard one to believe. And I know it's going to be a hard one for Coach Kevin Fagan to swallow. He'll probably be thinking about that all the way until next April. Pitch tapped foul. Outside. Halpin with a good eye. Halpin's 3 for 3. So if you anybody you want up there right now that's hot, the center fielder is playing about 10 feet from the infield. Expecting her to try to slap one over, and that's how she got a hit in her last at bat. That one she hits to third. Tagged the runner. Very smart play by the first baseman. Not even taking the time to run back to the bag. Went ahead and tagged her out. I'm not sure what Halpin's doing at first base. If anything, she ran out of the baseline. Well, the toughest part of that, I think, is that she didn't think she was tagged, but the umpire, where he's positioned, just assumed a tag on that one. 8-0 is the final from the Indian River Miami-Dade. Bottom of the sixth, excuse me, not a final. Stand corrected. Bottom of the sixth, 8-0 Indian River over Miami-Dade. So Miami-Dade, barring a huge comeback, is going to be eliminated. Of course, we don't want to say that till it's over. Well, not to dwell on Central Florida too much, but they were the favorites coming in. The two teams that beat them in this tournament, that one hit well foul into right field on field number 10. Two teams that beat them, they handled during the regular season. Beat them pretty good, actually. Beat Chipotle and State College of Florida with, I don't know, with ease is the right word, but didn't have too much trouble. But what a difference the tournament can make. 2-2 the count. 2 outs. Second and third. 4-2. Jacksonville looking to pad their lead. Shayna Reed, the pitcher, can help her own cause with a base hit. One hit foul again onto field 10 there. Shayna Reed all over field number 10. That one hit out to right field. Foul, just foul down the line. We have a tough vantage point to see that one, so I was just looking at the umpire, and he made the call. That had to have been just by a few feet. They're going to have a discussion out at the mound now. 2 outs, 2 on. Number 22 at the plate. Well, coming up at 12 right here on this field, we'll have Florida Southwestern State against Chipotle College, the defending FCSA champions. On field 8, Seminole and Northwest Florida State. You can watch both of those games. Those will be the only two going. Fouled by Shayna Reed. And then at 2 o'clock, we will have, it looks like, Gulf Coast and State College of Florida. And Indian River against the winner of this game will be on this field at 2 o'clock. Not much of a break for Gail and I. Gail, we're going to be going at it all day. Shayna Reed is getting after the ball, just not hitting it fair. Crowd building up at this field. The bleachers, quite a few people. Deuces are wild. Pitch. Hit to the shortstop. On one hop, throw across was low. A good stretch by the first baseman to make the play, and that saved a run on that stretch. The shortstop tried to guide the ball instead of just letting it rip, but the first baseman made the play. And we're going to the top of the 7th. St. Pete College got to come up with 2 if they want to keep their season alive. We'll be back. St. Pete College Titans due to bat. In the top of the 7th is Paola Devalle, Alyssa Price, and Macy Rodriguez. 3, 4, 5. That's where you want to be in your lineup when you're down by 2. See what the Titans can do when we come back. You're watching the FCSA Sports YouTube channel. Back in Vero Beach at historic Dodgertown, Scott Jamieson with you. St. Pete College Titans got to come up with 2 runs. Our fans are nervous down there pacing around. Oh, first pitch strike. Look up and in from here. Well, if you're Shayna Reed and you can get those pitches, you're probably going to make this inning pretty quick. Now the Titans have to be more defensive. Pitch right there on the outside corner for a strike. 0-2 to Paola Devalle. I think that's who's up. I have a pinch hitter for her. That one hit just foul. Number 7. Okay, so she's actually number 7, even though they have her as number 23 on the score sheet. So it is Paola Devalle, the catcher. Hammers that one foul. Christina Ferguson on the camera up top, and Jason Pulvin on field 8's camera. Tyler Allen, the brains behind the whole operation, operating the computer on field 8. Yours truly right here on the computer as well. Foul ball, stays alive. Good at bat going by Devalle. Two. In on her feet, it hits her, and the leadoff runner is on for the Titans. That's exactly what you want to do if you're the leadoff batter. Fight some pitches off and get on base. Coach Bree Myers happy with that result. You've got to get that leadoff runner on. Going to have Alyssa Price hitting next, but looks like a pinch runner at first base. Well, when you're down to your last inning, you have to bust out all the stops. You're not worried about saving players, holding players back, or anything like that. So we've got a pinch runner at first base. First hit by pitch. So we got number 21, Deborah Brown. pinch running. That one hit foul by Alyssa Price. The wind is swirling. Not many balls have gone out of the park here this weekend. Central Florida, who hit 88 during the season, only hit 1. I've only seen 2, I believe, in 4 games. Now we've got a mound meeting. Not a mound. I keep saying that. Not a mound meeting. There's no mound. Softball. I got to knock that off. We'll be right back. Well, the first pitch after that meeting was down for a ball. Two-two pitch, foul tip into the glove, and a strikeout. A big one for Shayna Reed. Now 1 out, runner at first. Tying run will still be at the plate as long as that runner stays on base. That one hit out into the gap. That's going to get all the way to the fence. That's going to score 1. And the Titans have cut the lead on a Macy Rodriguez double. Rodriguez second hit in a row. And now Brianna Strickland will bat, and they are going to pinch run out at second, and this is one if you are not confident in the speed of your runner, you have to pinch run right here because that's the tying run. That's your season. Anna Bravo. It's on you. Indian River has defeated Miami-Dade 8-0, so Miami-Dade is out. And they were one of the teams, so there will at least be one new team going to the national tournament.
Thank you.
Palm Beach and Gulf Coast still playing. Gulf Coast, I believe, is winning. That one hit. The throw off the bag. The umpire calls her safe. She pulled her foot off the bag. Coach Jamie Lynn's going to come out and have a discussion. This was a close play. The umpire called her safe. This is the second one that Jamie Lynn's had a problem with. So let's see. The umpires are going to get together, and this is the right thing to do. As an umpire, you've got to get together. Somebody else might have had a better angle. She says she kept her foot on the bag and caught the ball. And they are going to call her out, which is going to bring Bree Myers out of the dugout. Bree Myers frustrated now. That seems to be the right call. As much as if you're a St. Pete fan, you don't like this. The right thing to do is get together. The home plate umpire may have had a better view. Bree Myers out there discussing it. The home plate umpire will go out and probably let her know, hey, I saw something different. I made the call. I overruled it. Coach Myers, though, still, she's right behind that green pole right there on your screen. She's talking to the umpire. She's staying very calm. for a coach whose season is down to 1 out. Score is 4-3. I apologize. I should have had that up there. She is still following the home plate umpire. And they're talking. Staying calm, but she's not happy. That's for doggone sure. Umpire said that's enough. The runner is over at third base. So, Perla de Valle the season is on her shoulders right now. Two outs, top of the seventh. St. Pete down by 1. Tying run at third base. How's that for a little bit of pressure? Gulf Coast is up 12-4 on Palm Beach. So Palm Beach looks like they are about to be eliminated. First pitch in there for a strike to DeValle. A large crowd has built down here. Standing room only crowd to watch this game. DeValle fouls it off. Now 0-2. Shayna Reed trying to put it away and move FSC-J into the next round, where they would face Indian River. St. Pete College trying to tie this game up, send it to extra innings, or take the lead. Swing and a miss. Ball game over. Florida State College at Jacksonville has won it 4-3 in a fantastic game against St. Pete College. Congratulations to St. Pete College on their season and on making it here, making it this far in the tournament. Hate to see anybody go home, and you hate to see teams lose, but unfortunately 14 of these teams are going to go home without going to the national tournament. St. Pete College ends their season with a 32-29 record. Again, St. Pete College has been eliminated. Florida State College at Jacksonville has moved on. They will play Indian River at 2 o'clock. That game will be broadcast right here. I'll be doing that game. That should be a fun one. Mid-Florida Conference versus the Southern Conference champion Indian River. We will see you at 12. We're going to have a game. What time is it now? It's 12:05. So you're not going to see us at 12. You're going to see us in about 20 or 30 minutes for Florida Southwestern State against Chipola College in the winners bracket. A big one for those two teams. We'll be back in about a half hour. Stay right here on the FCSAA State YouTube channel. Before I sign off, thank you to Kelly Warren, Bill Hamilton, and the entire historic Dodgertown crew for their support of this tournament. And thank you to all the athletic directors and coaches and all the players who make this tournament possible. Laurel Sue Smith, can't forget Laurel Sue, of course. Laurel Sue does such a great job. Thank you to all of them. I'm Scott Jamieson. Now I'm going to sign off. We'll see you in a half hour.